Alrighty, we are here for round one of Grand Prix Halls of Valor. Uh, we're going to be doing something particularly spicy here. I have another window open to show the planar deck. Uh, it's going to be a little bit tricky to be toggling back and forth between them, but going to do what we can to toggle here. Ready to roll up against Cajun on white-black Cybersoul plush collection. Cyberplush, as I have been taking to calling it. I'll play. So we're going to make mulligan decisions, and then we are going to find out how things start shaping up here. I like redevelop Cityscape here with Forest Deep Life Cavern. I can Cityscape pitch Forest, and then turn 2 Chromagoyf, turn 3 Unflinching Titan, get back the Cityscape. And then if we... or Unflinching Titan into another land. And then we can Unyielding Titan potentially turn 4 if we can get an untapped land instead of the Cityscape. Alrighty. So here's what we're going to do. Pivot to slideshow video here. Normally I use this for recording the slideshows, but just kind of works out here. Just getting confirmation that we are good to kick things off with the planar deck here. Alrighty. Let's planeswalk to Kina City Market. I may just try and planeswalk away from this. So, back over here. Looks like, yeah, Cajun is just pulling it out for us. Maybe we can... Yeah, let's do this. So it is easier to see that. Alrighty. So that is on upkeep. We arrive on Kina City Market. Main 1. I think even before I make my land drop. So we're gonna pivot back on over to here. We're going to roll to blank. So that is a whiff here. Back on over to the match. Just going to develop that cityscape and pass on over. A little bit concerned that my opponent could try and get a toy here. Opponent is pondering for a moment. One nice thing is if they don't leave Kina City Market, our Chromagoyf is going to be a 2/2 right off the bat while developing a 2/2. Oh, Gates to the Underworld. We're going to crack Cityscape. Opponent does not spin the wheel. They want to stay on Kina City Market, which means more reason for us to try and get away. Let's go get Forest to play tapped. Could we want to get another green source? Or actually, hold on. Maybe double blue, just because double blue is likely to come up sooner than double black. We've got Chronicle of Precedence. Chronicle of Extinction is the only immediate double mana things. We could want to get another Swamp for Final Fate. I think we have more Chronicle of Precedences than double black spells on the front side, so we're going to get up islands to hand here. Alrighty. We'll untap and draw. Pick up another Unflinching Titan. This will come in untapped because we've got a Forest. Chromagoyf. And we'll go ahead and make the toy here. Oh. Just going to destroy the one that Cajun made for us. This one is a 2/2. And we'll get the Chromagoyf out here as a 2/2. So pivot on back to this tab. Going to click Reset Turn. And let's roll. Blank again. Unfortunate. Just going to pass on back to our opponent then. Got to keep reminding myself that I need to toggle back and forth between the page and the match. Wayward Drek is going to get to make a 2/2 as well. Maybe I go Grassroots Campaigners for... Okay, they're taking their free spin, trying to go away from Kind of City Market. Cajun has also rolled a blank, not going to toggle back for that. I may just not toggle when it's just rolling, just to save us some pivots back and forth, minimize the chance of me forgetting to bring you all back to the match. I can understand why your opponent wants to roll, try and deny us the chance to make this a 5/5. We will untap and draw. Picking up our fourth land is pretty nice here. Makes me think I really do want to go Campaigners here. Campaigners for Vishanki only makes Chromaglaive a 3/3. Hypothetically, we could go for Campaigners on Silliman or Penwrath to try and make it a 4/4. But that's not as good right now, I think. Picked up the second black source, so I think without having a Chronicle here, we don't need to run out this island, but I'd rather they not know we got the island, so we'll go ahead and run it out. Or not go, no, we got the swamp, so let's run out the island here. And also without a Final Fate in hand, no reason to really greed on that. We could just play the Titan for the sake of trying to start developing our Titan count. Because we can go Titan into Titan into Titan. Yeah, let's just unflinching tighten it up. Set counters to 5. Make a 5/5 toy here. We'll do the Surveil one. Top one card. We can keep the Corrupt Congressman. We'll get back the Redeveloped Cityscape tapped. All right, I'm just going to keep you all on the match while I roll here. Blank, once again, not really getting away from Kind of City Market here. I could try and hold up the 5/5 to block if they develop, but they could also spend 3 on just flipping Wayward Drek. Spend 3, tap the Cyborg. Yeah, let's hold back with the Toy Army for now. Unflinching Titan's not currently able to block. Better to just be better safe than sorry. And we know we're hitting a Corrupt Congressman next turn, so can use that to inform some decisions as well. Maybe we go Grassroots Campaigners onto Vishanki because we've got Cityscape plus land drop. Because that could let us go Campaigners, then Cityscape plus land drop is 2 treasures plus an untapped land. So we could go Campaigners into Unflinching Titan. Cajun taking the free spin. Cajun also rolling blank. We are not getting off of Kind of City Market anytime soon. We are sticking around. Tapping 3 here. Maiming the Toy Army here. So they're going to grow theirs up to be a 4/4, kill our toy army that is going to shrink Chromagoyf. Not a great feeling. Notably, Wayward Drek, they could have paid and flipped and still gotten the buff from Kinda City Market. We're going to take 4. Ooh, we could take the Chromagoyf block here on the Cyborg token. Is that worthwhile? It doesn't feel great, admittedly. But if we can deny them artifacts, that could be worthwhile. I think we're content just taking 5 here. I think Chromagoyf has the potential to be a much bigger body, and for that reason, we want to be cautious with how we expend our resources here. We want to try and preserve this if we can. We're going to untap. We are going to draw that Corrupt Congressman. I think I'm going to fire off the campaigners first. Then we're going to go ahead and spin. So grassroots campaigners. We're going to clone this. It's a 3/3 with 3 counters. We're going to make Vishanki Incorporated. We're just going to make Chromagoyf a 3/3. Take the free spin. I rolled Chaos. Ooh. All right. Cajun says fear. We're going to go ahead and clone up this toy army of theirs and set counters here to 4. Feels good. From here, we shall crack Cityscape, exiling Swamp, view Library. Let's go find Swamp to play tapped, Islands to hand. I'll make a treasure off of the landfall there. I'll play Island as land for turn. Make another treasure. And I think we want to get this second Titan going. So 2 Titans in play here. Get the Surveil one. Ooh, second Corrupt Congressman. Next turn, we get the Cityscape back with this Titan. We make a treasure. Next turn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So we could go Unyielding Titan and not a whole lot else, or we can go Corrupt Congressman, but that just makes 2 treasures. I think we're going to bin the Corrupt Congressman here. Maybe if I believe hard enough, I can top deck one of my sideboard cards. Just double checking. Cajun is not on the source, so they can't play cards from their sideboard here. Oh, hey! Nice to know my opponent's on Ruins of Elantian. Oh, and off of the off of the Unflinching Titan. Got a little distracted from resolving that Surveil. So that is going to Campaigners, make a pledge. We're going to make a treasure. Could we rumble? Could we rumble with Chromagoyf? I think we rumble with Chromagoyf. Yeah. Opponent takes 3, and we are just going to pass it on over to them here. So board looking pretty scary. This is a lot of damage once we drop this Unyielding Titan next turn. And of course, you know, us, with where we're at right now, we could go Unyielding Titan, buff up this toy army to be more threatening, and then drop a potential top deck Unspeaking Titan to stun down one of their creatures. Maybe even stun their toy army. Inspirited Ore, very, very frightening here. It's going to put 4 counters on their toy army here. They are spinning. Cajun rolled blank. All right, they do have an 8/8. That is a little frightening. They're playing on multiple fronts. They are the reason we have Kind of City Market in this planar deck, but they are also the one who designed it. This is a second GQ plane, and Cajun is the designer of both GQ sets. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, so if I draw something I don't care about, I could crack Cityscape, make 1 treasure, play Corrupt Congressman, Torment, land drop, Torment, Unyielding Titan? Or wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2 untapped land off of the Cityscape to hand. I don't even need to make a treasure. I can just develop Corrupt Congressman immediately and then crack. All right. Untap. We draw Chronicle of Precedence. That's an alternative here. Interesting choice to make. We could Chronicle of Precedence the Grassroots Campaigners, pledge for treasure. If we Chronicle of Precedence on Grassroots Campaigners, pledge for treasure, Corrupt Congressman, pledge for Edict, or pledge for Torment, land drop, cycle Cityscape, 2 pledges both to Torment, land drop off of Cityscape, 2 pledges both to Torment. Then we have made them take 5 torments for lose 3 life, discard a card, sack a creature. And then we also have one of the things I really want to do here is I want to Corrupt Congressman, then spin the wheel. Because if we spin the wheel on Kind of City Market, end up on Den of the First Dream, then I'm totally doing Chronicle of Precedence, and just ruining Cajun's day here. It's the mystery of not knowing where we're going to end up. I could Unyielding Titan just kind of strip something important from their hand. Like, getting something out of their hand seems really important here. And being able to swing with these Unflinching Titans also seems very valuable. Maybe we're just not playing the Corrupt Congressman here. I'm just going to shrink the smaller one so we can get more relevant stats across the board. Inspirited Ore, Plush Collection, Dissect Intel. Interesting. So all the more reason for us to go for the Chronicle line here. So we're going to take out Plush Collection here. Keep their hand visible. Do the free spin. Rolled blank. Crack the Cityscape. Pitching Corrupt Congressman. View Library. Let's get Swamp to play tapped. Forest to hand. Oh, I should probably reveal that Forest. Forest to hand. Make a treasure off of the Grassroots Campaigners. Play Forest as land for turn. Make a treasure off of Grassroots Campaigners. And then I think we're going to Unyielding Titan them again and take this Inspirited Ore. Leave them with Swamp Dissect Intel. Could we... Ooh. What if we wheel first? We could tap Forest, spin the plane again, see if we can try and get out of here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can Chronicle next turn, flashback on our own, and that is paying 8 for Kinda City Market. I think we're just going to not worry about spinning the wheel again. We're going to Chronicle of Precedence. Set annotation to token. So Inspirited Ore is gone. They are on land and hand attack with us on an empty hand. We just crash with both of our Unflinching Titans because they've got Menace, and so if they want to block with their toy army, they are going to have to expose one of their other creatures to this block. So let's go to combat. Ship with both. We'll do Surveil 1. Top 1. We will do Campaigners to Graveyard. Get back Cityscape. Make a treasure. And then Surveil 1. I just did that. Campaigners to Graveyard. No land that time. Just reminding them that the Titan has Menace. I'm fine with doing that and taking out the Cyborg in exchange for Unflinching Titan here, especially with the Chronicle in graveyard. Hard for them to check. Takes off one of their bodies from the board. We know that we have a pretty low chance of drawing into a Grassroots Campaigners. We've seen a lot of the 3-mana Pledgers. We'll go ahead and pass here. Not going to keep spinning on the plane because I think at this point, with the flashback spell in our graveyard, our opponent really wants to get out of here. There's a world where maybe I just chump block with Chromagoyf if they swing the Toy Army, especially if it gets buffed by Kind of City Market here. Devotion is 2. They could spend 4 mana on Gates to the Underworld to buff up the Toy Army. The fact that this is spend mana, it doesn't need to be on a spell, is just so great. One of the things I missed about Kind of City Market in early reviews, but something I got to catch when spectating a previous GP match that I was just kind of blown away by the subtlety there. And it makes sense given Chikyu Chaos. This is one of the Chikyu Chaos Reigns inclusions to the plane list, and Chikyu Chaos Reigns obviously has the big activated ability theme. So just has that solid flexibility with Kind of City Market being able to function that way. They could also spend 4 mana, flip the Wayward Drek, which seems like that might be what they're doing here. Yeah, flipping Wayward Drek. We'll see if they put the counters on the Toy Army here. They do. Of course, Cajun knows that interaction. It's Cajun's plane. Cajun made this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could... they're spinning. Cajun roll blank. We cannot get out of here. They're spinning again. Cajun rolled a Planeswalk. Let's hop over to here. Let's see where we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is Denna the First Dream here, folks. That is the thing I was talking about trying to spin for, and sure enough, and of course, Cajun is out of mana to try and spin away. So we are now on Denna the First Dream. That is utterly devastating if you're in Cajun's position here. So that gives me a lot more mana to work with. I am not spinning the dice at all next turn. I think what I shall be doing is no longer Chronicle to copy a bunch of Unyielding Titans. I'm going to be chronicling to... Oh my god, I think I just have lethal on board is the worst part of all of this. I'm going to be chronicling to draw 6 here. 100%. And we know they've got the Dissect Intel that is just dead to them. Inspirited Ore is a 4/4, can be given indestructible, can just tap all 3 of these, but that's going to be on blocks that it does so. Alrighty. We are going to untap, upkeep, and draw another Unflinching Titan. Blue, blue, and green. Going to draw 2 twice and clone the Unyielding Titan token. I think I do just want to get another shot at trying to see what's in their hand. It's Plains and Dissect Intel. Yeah. So we know they just have a Plains. I'll just close the hand viewer here. And then we're going to go ahead and draw 4. Oh, no. Oh no, both Chronicle of Extinctions. So I'm going to go ahead and play Deep Life Cavern. Make the treasure. And then I have enough mana to flash it back. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we got to do the Den of the First Dream thing in game one of the tournament. That is the most disgusting thing imaginable. Oh my god, that was beautiful. All right. Um Game two. I don't think this is really a Gaze Upon Civilization matchup, but we did see that we were running out of things in hand pretty quickly, so maybe we still keep it. Um Taking a brief moment to clock their curve. They curve out at 4, but a lot of their things are like 2 and 3 mana. So this feels like a matchup where we could get a lot of mileage out of Turn to Nyx. Might also be a good matchup for Final Fate. Not so much Chronicle of Extinction. Thinking about what they're going to board in, almost certainly the Army Reserves. Just making one of our things a creature with Defender is going to be really rough for us. General Diadem, potentially, just to try and give themselves hexproof in the face of Chronicles. Maybe Lost Resistor, maybe Soothing Singer. Definitely the Soul Guide Lanterns. The Lanterns are almost definitely coming in for our opponent here. Machinations, Dissect Intel. They might go down the Dissect Intels. Maims, Scrap Weights, Plush Collections, Drex. Yeah, some interesting choices here. I like Turn to Nyx here. I'm not sure I want Judge, Jury, Executioner. They've got a lot of 3s, a lot of 4s that are problematic to deal with. That Executioner just kind of misses on. I don't know how I feel about Gaze Upon Civilization. It can mitigate some of the hand troubles we might have of like running out of resources in hand, and letting us play some more value from the top. I don't know if I think we can stick to the ones in the main deck, but maybe not necessarily keep the ones in the sideboard in. Chronicle of Extinction obviously felt very nasty there. Maybe we go up to the full play set. We're not going to play Forget Their Names. Is not one of those matchups. Don't think we really need the extra copies of Final Fate. This is hard. I could see the Final Fates, the Chronicle of Extinctions, and the Turn to Nyxes all coming in. So let's start thinking about what things seem a little lackluster here. I think Gaze Upon Civilization can actually just come out. Try and clean that up a little bit. Unspeaking Titan, Unflinching Titan, Unyielding Titan, all great. I think Corrupt Congressman does not seem as relevant in this matchup. I think Chronicle of Precedence milling them is not that relevant in this matchup. So a little harder to get our 3 Titans because we're not on the full play set of Chronicles, but if they are trying to squeeze in the Soul Guide Lanterns, having fewer Chronicles, not going up to full 8 Chronicles makes sense. Don't really want to go down the Chromaglyph. It did not really look amazing that game, but I'm really hesitant to go down a 2-drop right now, especially our only 2-drop that blocks at face value. So I had a brief moment of being like, oh god, I really hope I remembered to bring us back to the match here. This might be overboarding. But they have enough for Final Fate to hit at 2 mana. Kills Wayward Drek, kills Transforms Drek as well, kills Melan, kills Contest Coordinator, kills Army Reserves out of the board, kills Lost Resistor out of the board. I feel like I am selling myself on not playing the extra copies of Final Fate. Maybe we do just play the Gaze Upon Civilization after all? Yeah, I like that. Just Turn to Nyx and Chronicle of Extinction? Sure. Assume my opponent will be on the play here. Ooh. So we could go Nascent Light Vein on green, but that doesn't really give us anything to do until we hit Grassroots Campaigners or Unflinching Titan. And Turn to Nyx is just not castable currently. I mean, we can just go Grassroots Campaigners, try and build up treasures, right? We can go Campaigners first, then Titan. Waiting for indication from my opponent that they're going to keep. They might be thinking pretty hard on it. Definitely feeling one of the consequences of playing a 3-color deck here in the current environment. Opponent's mulliganing. I'm going to take a chance here. The variance of planes does, number one, mean that there's obviously going to be some risk to take just on the basis of that having an impact on the game. Opponent keeps 6. Planar deck has been shuffled and is waiting to begin the game. We are planeswalking. Den of the First Dream right off the bat. Boy, I wonder if my opponent's going to try and spin the wheel here. Lackey-bot Y. Let's go ahead and pull out Den of the First Dream. It's honestly actually really good for our opponent to wind up on Den of the First Dream immediately. Have to imagine they're taking the free spin here. Going to Tyrrell Bureau, that makes sense. A lot of our interaction is blue and black. Not spinning away. Interesting. We're going to draw. Primal Fissure here is great, because now we get to Primal Fissure for our green source for the Campaigners and the Unflinching Titan. Titan can bring it back even. I'm not going to spin. I may even Primal Fissure for a blue source, depending. Just asking my opponent to hold before they spin. Just want to get some clarification here on whether or not I want to fetch before they roll on the off chance they spin Den of First Dream. It'll be Chaos Ensues on the stack. Okay. Can't respond to roll, can respond to the result of the roll. All right. Cajun just rolled blank here, so next roll this turn is going to cost them 1. I don't know if they're going to roll. Another Plains, so they can't play Drek. They could Contest Coordinator. Lost Resistor. They boarded that in, because that is not in their main. I'm going to hold the Primal Fissure and wait to see what we draw here, because we draw an island. I'm fetching a forest instead. Untap, draw. We drew a forest, So opposite of what I just said. Um, just putting the forest into play here and passing on back to our opponent, not rolling, kind of incentivizing our opponent to roll, because if they hit chaos, I'd love to be able to turn to nix anything for the rest of the game. Opponent is spinning again. Whiff again on a blank. Spinning again. Blank again. Could they be playing land drop and spin again? Or was the oof about them, or was the comment of pain being that they're missing their third land drop? Well, they got nothing better to do, they say. Coalesced Mesa. Spinning again. Planeswalked. Alrighty. Gonna bring us back over to the plane deck here. No response to walk. Ruins of Alantin. Very, very exciting to end up here. Alrighty. Gonna bring us back to Revolution match. They say they could make another Tyrell pledge. That is true. That's going to be what I do with grassroots campaigners making another Vishanki. They're going to grab theirs. Can I move this to the sideboard? Move to... I have no ability to return this to sideboard. Might be a thing with the newer instances of Cockatrice, so I'm just going to chuck that out there. We take 3. Nice thing here is right now they're very soft to a Chronicle of Extinction. Now I'm going to Primal Fisher here. View library. We go get the island. Past our turn, untap and draw. Drawing a cityscape, not a great feeling. We're going to go swamp into Grassroots Campaigners. Campaigners is going to make us a Vishanki Incorporated. End step. We're going to make another Vishanki Incorporated. I wonder if my opponent's just struggling to hit their other color. Because they did do 2 planes plus Coalesced Mesa. Fourth white source. Not a good feeling for our opponent here. Definitely seems like that is the pinch they are on right now. Could be a reason to just, not care about the Lost Resistor beats and just go Chronicle of Extinction, make them discard 2 cards. Not sure if that's the best play, but it's an option. They are going to spin. Do not want to be on Ruins of Elantine forever. They rolled a blank as their first roll for turn. They could just spend mana to spin again. They could try and spin and then flip Lost Resistor for 3 mana. At this point, though, I wonder if it is in their best interest to flip Lost Resistor and just clone the token with Ruins of Elantine, though. They are going to spin again. They rolled a blank. So still stuck on Ruins of Elantine. They're not getting a lot of luck on trying to get off of these planes. It's been nice to end up on ones that I put into the deck. I'm just going to take 3. Holding up... Oh, they're just going to clone the Lost Resistor. Yeah, that's wise. So they have multiple things to Cyber Soul. So we're going to untap, draw. We draw Final Fate. Melon can protect from Final Fate. So one of the things that I've been thinking about here is we can go Redeveloped Cityscape, crack it, pitching the Nascent Light Vein to go get 2 basics. That's 2 treasures and 3 lands worth of mana. We can play Unflinching Titan, get back a Primal Fisher. That's another treasure. We go to end step, Ruins of Elantine. We crack our treasures, pay for Ruins, get a token copy of Unflinching Titan. That may be worthwhile here. Alternatively, we Chronicle of Extinction. Yeah, we redevelop Cityscape. Chronicle of Extinction. Hold on. I'm like overcomplicating this on myself. Because I was like, what if we copy the Grassroots Campaigners? Because this is a really, really good card to copy. If we copy the Grassroots Campaigners with Ruins of Elantine, that's a treasure, plus 2 if we wait to crack the redeveloped Cityscape. That's 3 treasures. But the only thing we can do at instant speed is turn to Nyx. I think it is between Chronicle versus the Unflinching Titan copy line. And our opponent has been shown trying to get off Ruins of Elantine. They are pressuring us for 6 next turn. So going to 7, not an easy feeling by any means. And of course, if we aren't playing the Chronicle here, we do expose ourselves to the risk of our opponent having one of their 2 Dissect Intels to take it out of our hand. But I think I want to do it. I'm going to go Redevelop Cityscape. Make a treasure. Unflinching Titan. We're going to do the Surveil 1, top 1 card. Deep Life Cavern. We're going to bin the Deep Life Cavern and get this back tapped. Make a treasure. Crack the Cityscape, pitching Nascent Light Vein. View Library. And we're going to go get forest to play, islands to hand. Oh, mouse is acting up a little bit. So this goes to hand. We make a treasure. And then go to end step. If you top one on the Surveil, Unspeaking Titan we will keep on top. And then we are just going to get a Primal Fisher here. Then we can blow these up, and we are golden. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn. It's 4 to Chronicle, and then we can do 2 ends 2. No, we can do a lot more than that, because we get to swing with both of these Unflinching Titans, get more mana off of that. They're doing their free spin. Rolled blank again. Just taking a moment to make sure that we're still on the match here. I could see a Lost Resistor flip here. That might be in their best interest. Really needed that artifact, they say. Oh, they're trying to get the artifact for Ruins of Elantine to try and do 2 mana for, or do X's 2 on the Lost Resistor. What else could they have that really requires an artifact? Oh, they could be sitting on a scrap weight as well and be needing an artifact to pop it off. Could be either. But yeah, them whiffing on the chaos here to try and make an artifact would be a 3/3 if they chose Devotion to White. But yeah, now they're kind of in a position where they could spend 1 mana, spin the dice again, and then maybe try and Cyber Soul for 1. Get another blocker in play here, but bunch of 1 toughness blockers, not great against 2 Unflinching Titans, especially when we're still on Ruins of Elantine, and they really need to get off of here before I get to just clone up more Titans. I have absolutely been adoring the synergy between Unflinching Titan and Grassroots Campaigners. Probably one of the sweetest things in this deck so far. They're turning 6 sideways. I'm not sure there's anything in their deck to punish that. Or to punish me for just taking it. Like, I don't think they have a lot of reach, right? They've got a couple planes that can be scary, but nothing that really like obliterates us for taking it. Oh my goodness, another Lost Resistor from hand. I have some really bad news for them about this Chronicle of Extinction. So here's what's going to happen. They are going to pay 2, make another Lost Resistor token. They're about to gain 4. We're going to untap and draw for turn. Let's go ahead and crack this Primal Fisher. View library, go get a swamp, make a treasure. I'm going to pay black, black, green, green for Chronicle -2, -2. They gain 4. Going to shrink these all down for a moment. We're going to Unspeaking Titan. Swing 7. We're going to view top 1, bin a Final Fate. And let's get our graveyard popped out. We'll get a Primal Fisher tapped, make a treasure. And then second time, we will view top card of our library. Another Chronicle of Extinction we will keep on top. So conclude that with getting back another Cityscape, make another treasure. They take 7. Main 2. Have we played a land yet this turn? I don't think we have. Yeah, it does not look like I've played a land this turn. Put Swamp into play for my library, then I tapped mana for Chronicle. So we're going to make another treasure here. And then we're going to go to end step and copy the Unspeaking Titan. Give our golems ward 2. Ward 1 twice, but effectively ward 2. Move to end step. We're going to pay 2 to copy up the Unspeaking Titan. And reset the power toughness of all of our things. And now our opponent's just in a horrendous spot. Opponent says, I have to imagine that is them continuing to whiff on any black sources. Oh, 4 black cards. Oh, no. GG's. Does not feel like this deck was an astonishingly powerful deck, per se, in the first match, but truly some of the most insane shenanigans I've seen in Revolution, and that is just one match into the tournament. I might have cooked up something crazy here. And that's my first time playing this deck, because again, I didn't play test this. This was pure deck theory. And it's nice to know that sometimes I have decks that theoretically seem sweet, and then in practice, they are sweet. I can't believe we've already gotten to live the dream with 2 of our best planes between Den of the First Dream in Game 1 and Ruins of Elantine in Game 2. Both of those planes really giving us an opportunity to prove why we put them into our deck. And also getting to prove that this deck is very mana hungry. Felt very validated on wanting to choose Vishanki off of the Grassroots Campaigners both times. I'm going to be curious to see how the pace of the deck changes in future rounds, if and when we end up on, say, Skycrest Estates, or data channels when we're forced to take the Tyrell click. It'll be interesting to see how that has to force us to slow down a little bit and be more conscientious. But so far, Unflinching Titan plus Grassroots Campaigners is just so perfect for generating more mana advantage. And the Titans in general, really, really putting in work. Got to do the funny stuff with both of our Chronicles. Really, truly living the dream. Can't wait to get into the second match here. I I am so unendingly pleased with the monstrosity I have cooked up. So, cheers to that. And hopefully, I can find a way to make this a little easier to follow in future matches. Maybe less jumping back and forth between the main match and the browser. But stuff to workshop, stuff to figure out. And in the meantime, cannot wait to see who we're up against next round. See you then.